Hi, this is Simon Leon from simonleon.com, and here are some takeaways from my recent New Year video. Now recently I posted a New Year video talking about many things and nothing at the same time. Yeah, I was kind of just rambling. 是的啦. It was interesting, to say the least. I'm back at one of my offices now, but in that particular video, I was recording straight from my hotel room at Hong Kong Disneyland and wasn't properly set up for video creation. I'm not set up any better now, but it will have to do. Although in that particular video, as expected, we had all kinds of problems, but that's what happens in entrepreneurship, right? Especially when we're dealing with technology like what we do every single day as internet marketers. I was on my brand new MacBook Pro. Well, it was new when I first got it. It's probably a year old by now, maybe a year and a half, so needless to say, the audio from the built-in mic wasn't the best, the camera isn't that good, and it even froze at one point, then got all fuzzy and pixelated when it started moving again. Yay for technical difficulties. Funny enough, it was happening all during the moment that I mentioned about the potential poor quality of my videos due to being portable and using the existing webcam and mic that I had on my laptop, which I knew wasn't exactly the best. Surprisingly, you guys watched. Maybe not the whole thing, I don't know, but at least part of it you did watch, which is good enough for me. Some even commented and PM'd me with some personal questions, which I do want to help you answer as I promise to be more interactive. Although as a reminder, the point of this video is we want to address the major takeaway that most viewers got out of it as it pertains to the business level. But before we get into that, a quick note to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and don't forget to go to simonleon.com to grab that free gift that I was talking about in the first video. I'll leave a link to all these resources I just mentioned down in the description below. Now I mentioned about the personal questions earlier, and I actually want to get into a few of them prior to going into our takeaways, as they're actually quite interesting. So here are just a few of them. Are you going to get a new mic and camera now? Maybe. How was your holiday? Good, thanks. How long was your vacation? About 3 to 4 weeks, something like that. What airline did you take? Cathay Pacific and Dragon Air. Who did you go with? I went with my family. Did you do any work? A little bit. I got this new project that allows me to be doing some revenue generating activities on the go, and some other really cool ones where I simply do some work for a few hours at a time on my laptop in our hotel room. Why were you dressed like that? I don't know. It was warm, it was comfortable, and it was a spur of the moment kind of thing, so I didn't really bother to change or get ready. Just turn on the camera and hit the record button. Was it cold? It had its cold moments, all the way down to negative 16 or 19 degrees or something like that. And yeah, it was quite freezing for me. Did you get a haircut? Haha, very funny. Can you tell us more about some of the other languages that you spoke? You might be talking about some of the random phrases I just busted up from time to time. I do have some gatan for recording like video cameras. Happy New Year! 新年快乐! 新年快乐! Yeah, it's kind of weird, but I do that sometimes. In that particular video, it happened a couple of times. In this video, it might happen again. The languages were in Cantonese and Mandarin, I think. It'll probably happen more. What kind of nice food did you try? Oh, lots of great food. Interesting local cuisines in Korea. Also enjoyed my famous Hong Kong delicacies, which I don't care what anyone says, you can't get the same thing anywhere else. I'm talking about the local dim sum, wonton min, ao lam fan, da bin lo, and some other local dishes. Dang. Where were your favorite parts of the trip? Honestly, the whole thing, as I got to spend the entire trip with my family, take the little one to play with some of her favorites like going to Everland in Korea and Disneyland in Hong Kong. Nothing beats the family experience. Which hotels did you stay at? I think during the duration of the trip, we stayed at like 3 or 4 maybe different hotels. But outside of that Disneyland hotel that I talked about and recorded my last video from, I'm probably not going to mention, endorse, or recommend any of the other ones. I'll show you a few pictures here, but I don't want to turn this into a promotional channel, and since this video is not sponsored, we don't want to be doing any product or service announcements. Shh, maybe in the future. And finally, when is your next holiday? Well, Chinese New Year is coming up, so I guess the next holiday trip will be happening very, very soon. Although we can go anywhere, anytime that we want. Like last year, I think we took like at least 1 or 2 trips every single month, something like that. And that's the beauty of online entrepreneurship. And we are very blessed to have this freedom kind of lifestyle. Now, of course, before we can actually go ahead and start enjoying that holiday that is scheduled a few weeks from now, we gotta go ahead and get some work done. And that's the reason why we're here today, and we're gonna start by addressing the main takeaway from the other video. Without a doubt, the number one question I got was, what are my New Year resolutions? Or better yet, to be even more specific, why didn't I have one? And why was I recommending people to forget about theirs? Look, I gotta be honest with you, man. I'm not too big on New Year resolutions anymore. It's not my thing any longer, especially after what I've learned over the years. You see, life moves on just a little bit too fast around here, especially when you're living the internet lifestyle like I am, combined with the community that we have actively been building for the last couple of years. Every single week, we have something new and exciting going on. Every day is a new chance for a fresh start or continued growth on something when you already have your eyes set on the prize. In fact, not only have I continuously been working on my private projects during this whole time, but our community events have already started as well. It's true. We don't like to waste time around here. And I don't want to spend my life waiting for the ball to drop at Times Square or whatever downtown area that we happen to be in to welcome in the new year. I want to control the party and celebrate a brand new year of opportunities anytime that I want. Now, don't get me wrong. Of course, I reflect on past years, as I'm sure all of you do as well. And as I was reflecting back on my 2018, I couldn't help but feel emotions attached to it, as it really does feel like it had flown right by in a blink of an eye. 2018 was amazing, to say the least. I mean, I actually got to travel every single month, sometimes more than once, sometimes for weeks at a time, and it's taken my family, team, and I to many places I never thought that we would be going together. We had about 183 total events across 5 countries and countless cities. My protege team have become global speakers and international trainers, and our mentors, well, they've helped me to provide truly life-changing sessions to thousands of students from all around the world. We went to many places like Bangkok and Khao Yai over there in Thailand, Taipei and Taichung in Taiwan. We went to Vietnam and Singapore, all across Malaysia, and also some personal time spent in Hong Kong and Korea, just to name a few. 真的很好玩. And it has all brought me back here today to one of my offices here in Penang, Malaysia, with a whole new outlook and direction in my personal and business life. Not just for 2019, but I believe for many, many more years to come. And there is a universal truth that follows me everywhere that I go, and that's our life and the path that we choose does not come about only once in the beginning of every year when we supposedly make our goals for that year. You and I both know very, very well that most, if not all, resolutions do not get met. The first week of every year, everybody's always very excited, they're very ambitious, the gyms are always packed, the fast food and unhealthy restaurants don't have any people inside. People stop buying their alcohol and cigarettes, and there's an increase in overall healthy and positive lifestyle choices. Then, after those several days, the trends taper off. And slowly but surely, we all go back to our old habits and comfort lifestyles of choice, because in the end, nobody likes change. And guess what? By the end of the year, if your resolution was to lose weight, you're still fat. If your resolution was to make more money, you're probably still broke. If your resolution was to improve yourself in any other way and you got a whole bunch of books or exercise equipment or business related gear, well, they're all collecting dust for the rest of the year. I'm sure you can attest, right? Don't tell me that you can't attest to this or you don't know anything about that. You know it's true. I know it's true. We've all been guilty of the exact same thing, myself included. You see, New Year resolutions give us all an excuse to make goals and set plans, but we all know that these are all temporary plans. If you want to be successful in your life, make the commitment to set lifelong goals that you will actually commit to for a lifetime, every day.
For life.
Not just some temporary excuse that simply makes you feel better about yourself for a few days, once a year. Make the commitment to learn new things, apply them towards your life, whether for personal or financial gain. Commit to getting things done, making things happen, and make it your everyday way of life. Change will not happen for you unless you consistently make it happen for yourself. You must be that inspiration for yourself, as nobody is ever going to be that inspiration for you. Wake up every day knowing exactly what you need to do that day to achieve your aspirations, and don't give up on them. Stop at nothing to make it a reality. Then go to sleep that night knowing that you have put in your all, that you've done everything you possibly can that day, and that you have nothing left until the next day, and do it all again and again and again. Regardless of the calendar year and regardless of the time of the day, do it again and again. As Michelle Obama says, there is no limit to what we, as women, can accomplish. Okay, that was a joke. Well, kind of a joke. Well, not really, but you get what I'm trying to say, right? And just like what I say to my baby girl all the time, focus. Focus on what you want to become. Focus on becoming that person, and focus on exceeding even your own expectations. It's time to take full responsibility for your lifelong change and forget about your resolutions, because the new year or any other so-called beginnings won't be responsible for anything, and is definitely not going to be responsible for any changes that you want to make in your life. Only you can be responsible for it, and only you can make that change for yourself. So that's why I no longer do New Year resolutions. My goals are for the long haul. Are yours? So in summary, like what Doc Brown says from Back to the Future, your life is what you make of it, so make it a good one. I do have big plans, not necessarily just for 2019, but as we continue to truck forward, because this is a lifelong mission for me. Now, if you want to come along for the ride, the invitation is still open. Hey, don't paise. Let me know what I can do to help. I'm still looking for your votes on what other topics to share, so make sure to leave your suggestions in the comments below. Also, don't forget to subscribe and click on that bell icon to get notified of my new content. Like this video by giving it a thumbs up, and share it to help spread the word to anyone else whom you feel would benefit from this very powerful message. I look forward to seeing you again next time, and as our Disney friends like to say, have a magical day.